I had the opportunity to get into one of their live board meeting, the first one that I heard, and I was very amazed with what they were discussing and just the whole environment, the meeting room, the people, their credentials, and the idea and the discussion that they were sharing. Um, the concept seems to be very simple, but it's just profound. And I was just very excited about this whole idea. So I signed up right away so that way I can engage and look at the whole, gather more information, and also did a lot of due diligence to find out whether indeed that these people are have a lot of experience in what they did before, because they're making statements that are very powerful. It's not in my league, so I just wanted to join them and understand what's going on. So I'm hoping that when Shavez gets on, that he'll be able to present the way how he does and share with us about the idea and the concept and why stable. The most important thing is, why are you here, and what can we benefit from this, and is this another company that we're just going to put our time, and then maybe a few months later it's just going to disappear on us, or is this something that we can truly understand and work on it so we can benefit from this and move on, and maybe hopefully in one day that we can leave this as a legacy to our family. So for me, my first reaction, my thought was, this is the kind of thing that I wanted to get involved, because I want to have peace in mind and I want to be able to sleep at night. I want to be able to not worry about anything, and that is very important to me. And is this something that can help the people, not just me making money? Because that's not my first goal. My first goal, learning from the past, is relationship, and how can I have something that is good that I can share with people. And a lot of times, and most of our times in our life, we don't have too many good things that we can share when it comes to opportunities. So to me, this is kind of rare. So I'm happy, and I engaged it, I funded it, and I started to learn more, and have the opportunity to work with some of the leaders here that are with us here tonight. I mean today, and also at the same time, um, learn in every aspect of this whole business, including even doing a webinar like this. This is not something I'm used to. I'm not a person where I can host 500 or even 20 people. So it's a learning process, and I'm willing to step up and help out and reach out and hold hands if I have to, so that we can all come in as a community, just like the company that I'm learning. Is a few key executives and leaders that have a lot of experience coming together to make this thing work. So that's where I'm at, and I'm really truly excited to see the other projects that are rolling out. I know a little bit about it, and I have to tell you, um, whatever that you can grasp today, maybe he's going to talk a little bit about the company and the compensation, and try to understand, so that people are looking at what's in it for them, what kind of money can they make, is it slow, is it fast, and those are the things that we have to understand. Just like me, when I get into it, I want to make sure it's not just all about the money, money, money. The other company that I was with before, it was so good, so fast, that I know that something can happen, because I had a feeling, because it's just too good, and I cannot justify to see it to sustain as long as they want, because there's just no such thing. Imagine if we were into that up to now, we will all be spoiled, right? We'll all be not knowing how to work anymore, and I don't think it's a good thing. So, but we learn something from it after we go through it. Um, so this for us, I think, is a blessing as far as I'm concerned, because I have already engaged it for about a month and a half, and most of you have also engaged with VidiLook, so which is a good thing. I think that that program is no brainer. Everyone can benefit from it. I just helped a gentleman. He's very sick, and he's struggling financially, and I spent a long time with him this morning just to set him up. And it's not easy to deal with some people sometimes, because imagine when I was talking to him and instructing him what to do slowly, and he will ask me the same question so many times, and I have already answered it so many times, and you know what I mean. So, but I really want to help people like that, because they too can benefit from the program. So, and I'm not even talking to him about stable, but it's slowly, until they build their confidence, until they start to understand that they too can do it. It's just like I was telling some of the people, even the blind, even the deaf, and the mute, even if the bedridden can do the video, so if they can do it, anybody can. So we just have to understand the concept, the process, the industry, and so that people can grasp it and get on it, so that they can benefit as well. So in the meantime, we're still waiting for Chavez. Yes, sir. No, I yeah, it's a question that we can ask Chavez, right? And he's very open to us. Um, I'm sure he will be happy to address that, because he knows he's the one that created this whole thing, the technical side. So I have a discussion with him in the past about hyperverse, and he did address it. Yeah, so I'm sure he knows. And I have to tell you, this guy works too hard. I mean, I work hard, but this guy just doesn't sleep anymore. So, and when I told him that we're going to have this meeting, he took it. He said no. He said he wanted it. So I'm glad that he accepted it. But there's just a delay. You see, I'm looking at my phone at the same time, making sure that he's because he would text me and said, "I'm coming in right now." You know. So in the meantime, if anybody have any questions, uh, let's just have a little open forum a little bit, and until he comes in, if you don't mind. Yeah. And if you have any question, you can unmute yourself too, by the way. See.
Billy, I have a question. This is Terry.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a support section on stable when we submit that survey? If we are not getting it, if it's not accepting our submission, do they have a support place where we can go? Because I couldn't find any on
Um,
stable.
yeah, I'm not sure, but I have not tried the support, but I'm sure they do. I've heard that they have been hiring and working on that part of the administration. So, um, yeah, we just have to try it, because I have not tried it before.
Okay, because this is all referring to the survey on Hyperverse. That's the support
Mm-hmm.
my team is needing, actually, all of us.
Yeah. So you have submitted and it's not working? Is that what you're saying?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. All the questions are answered and it's not accepting the submission. It won't submit.
Okay. So that's interesting. Yeah. Let's see. I'm still, hoping that he can come on our call so we can ask these questions. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
I'm sorry. I can tell you, yeah, but I have not experienced it, so I cannot tell you, the right answer. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Billy.
Yes, Sandy.
Hi. Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you, Sandy?
Good, thank you. In response to that survey, I haven't done mine yet as far as the hyperverse and putting all the information on it yet, but I was watching a couple of videos and I watched one, I think, with Mai Somervoot, and she was saying that I think she said to just take a picture of a paper that said N/A, non-applicable, and then just upload that as a PDF in the spots where you don't have anything.
Oh.
And that
Hmm.
may work. I think is maybe they want you to just put something there, and if you don't have anything there, that's why it's not submitting.
Yeah, so I told this to my organization. When you're in your back office doing checking for the withdrawals, when you check your withdrawals, it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if you done a withdrawal or not done a withdrawal. You could still screenshot the withdrawal uh, uh, records. So, for example, I have many people in my organization that have not withdrawn at all. So all they have to do is take a screenshot of the withdrawal wallet, even if it has nothing. That will be able to submit. So what you don't want to do is put nothing on the boxes. Don't submit no black screenshots. You submit the withdrawal and then deposit. That's what you have. And if you don't have access to the who, you submit what you have. So, for example, if they're asking for withdrawals, you submit with the withdrawals. So, the who, if you don't have access, you can submit the withdrawal from your back office on your hyperverse. That will be applicable because when you fill out the survey, it tells you what you deposited, what you withdraw. So, and I had no problems with my organization by doing that. So, you can screenshot the withdrawals and then the deposit, no matter what you deposit or if you have not withdrawn.
Okay, there you go. Lou, thank you so much for helping out. So I was, so funny because when you were asking me the question about the the submission, I was thinking about the survey. What you guys were talking about is the Hyperverse 1X, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Sorry about that, Sandy and Teresa. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for helping. Lou already have helped a lot of people in the Hyperverse 1X, and so as the stable and the BD.
Yes. Someone put a question in the chat. Yeah, put 0. So if you have not withdrawn, put 0. And I have a video on my YouTube channel for the Staple Dot community. I fill out the survey in 5 minutes for the 1X. So and I even do my calculations of my deposit and my withdrawals. So real time. So
So do you put the number 0 or you say ZERO?
the number 0.
The number 0. And can
Yes.
you put the link to your video, please, in the chat?
Yeah, I'll do it right now. I'll do it
Thank
right
you.
now.
Thank
No
you so
problem.
much.
No problem.
Yeah, I tried calling him and I think he's still in a meeting. So,
I have another question, Billy. Is the deadline
sure.
March 31st for this, get the survey, the 1X survey? Is it the deadline March 31st to get that submitted to the
Yeah,
state?
that's what I heard and that's what I saw. Yeah, March 31. Yeah.
I thought they said it was gonna be there for 6 months. That's not true?
Yes, that's correct. The survey is up to 6 months. The March 31st is for the 100 debenture.
I got mixed up again. I apologize.
That's
Yeah, that
okay.
was for the venture.
Yeah.
I'm trying to,
That's okay.
put for Chavez here. Yeah.
Yeah, Danielle's correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, so the 31st is the deadline for the $100 debenture certificate for Hyperverse members. The survey is still good for another 5 more months. So
And when you say survey, you mean the feedback form?
yeah, so the 1X survey is in the feedback. Yeah, is in the feedback section. Yes. So everyone has 5 more months to fill it out. So whoever has not filled it out, you still have time. No problem.
Well, that's good to know because I was under the impression that they had to fill that out by March 31st.
Yeah, March 31st is only for the $100 that Hyperverse members will receive from Sam Lee. So that's the deadline for
good.
that. Yeah.
Yes. Praise God. I
Amen.
have been under the gun with all my people because they're I got it wrong too. Now another thing I want to ask you is if my upline has an email that has been hacked, and so therefore my my feedback form on Hyperverse 1X on the Stable DAO platform, it's not accepting it because they can't get into that email because it's been hacked. What do I do about that?
Email for Stable or Hyper?
No, my upline, my sponsor, the person that brought me in, my direct upline in Hyperverse, her email was hacked. And so they're not letting me get the form through because of it.
Really? But you have that email, correct?
I have it.
Even if you type it in, they won't accept it?
No, it's saying, please fill out the fields. And I'm over there going, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
I've gone through.
Yeah, there has to be a section. I would say, have you overlooked it with your upline?
No, I've double checked this so many times. I've spent 3 days doing it.
Oh, okay, what web browser are you using?
Firefox.
Okay, yeah, that's the best one. And have you refreshed the cookies on the side?
Yep.
Have you tried how many accounts do you have on Stable?
1.
Okay, well, I would advise you to sign up under your referral link, create another one, see if you can submit it off of that one, because you can have up to 7 accounts in Stable.
Okay.
Personal, with different packages. So
like, okay, so with Stable, I could have, can I have like a personal, a business, and a ministry account?
yes.
That's good to know.
Yeah, you can have up to 7, and you can have 7 enterprise accounts. So enterprise, Bill knows that one. Bill, do you want to explain the enterprise?
Oh, what was the question? I'm sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
She was having issues submitting her form on her account, and I was telling her how many accounts she had on Stable. She only had 1. So I told her, I said, well, why don't she sign up under her referral link, create another one? And she asked if she could have a business, repeat your question to Bill again.
Ministry, a business. Ministry is a nonprofit, and then a business, and then personal.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the business yet. That is a question that we need to ask. I'm sure they will probably allow that in terms of engaging in stable. So it could be
Okay.
a process that you have to use the person's name first and then create that entity. So let's say you came in, Dr. Cindy, and as an individual, and if you want the organization to benefit as well, you will have to sponsor that entity underneath you, and that entity has to have a different email, right? Because
Okay.
yeah. So the only question I have right now that we can ask is that do they even allow a business entity to get involved in stable? I'm sure they will because they were encouraging um, people, especially company owners, like they can get in and then buy a 7-pack or the 43 packs, the 4300 enterprise, and they can give it to their employees, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
kind of like as a stipend.
Yep. Of
That's cool because that would be a write-off and a business expense.
course. Yeah. And I was just like talking to someone earlier. This person is considering about having a caregiver, right? But it's very difficult because of financial issue. And so I thought, well, this could help, and I also engaged him in the video look because he can earn $2,000 a month, right? And at the same
Yeah.
time, he can also uh, even help the caregiver sign them up so the payment is not coming out of his pocket that he's struggling with, you know. So
Yes. That's creative.
uh, and that was that was just the purpose of that call to help this gentleman, not because I want to make money from him and ask him to go and share because the situation doesn't permit, and so I go out there just to help because they need it. I know it can help them. So
That's awesome.
I'm sure we all do that, right?
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. Let me see. This is well, Chavez is always sometimes his meeting can get extended, right? And then he'll jump in a rush. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
How long was this meeting supposed to be, Billy? Till 6, or sorry, till like 3 your time, or?
Until usually his meeting is a little bit long, like an hour and a half, right? And it really depends on him because he likes to work like his past midnight, and then sometimes because he couldn't fit in everyone, so during around 12, 1 o'clock, that's when he likes to fit into this type of meeting, trying to reach out to as many as he could, and sometimes he can work till like 4 or 5 in the morning, and I was questioning him when I was talking
He
to him.
keeps incredible hours.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was worried about his health, and he said no, he's okay. He told me that the problem with him is if he sleeps more than 4 hours, he starts having problem. He'll have a headache, he can't work. So he can only sleep 4 hours. Anything beyond that is a headache for him. So
Great health over him.
yeah, so he goes to bed maybe say 4 or 5 in the morning, or even 7. Maybe he still have a meeting after this. Then he would sleep like 3 hours, right? 7, then wake up at 11. Then he continues his next day again. So
I see Janet's got a question, Billy.
yeah, Richard,
Yeah, Janet's got a
congratulations.
question.
Yeah, Richard became the first grandbaby He's the first time to be a grandfather 2 days ago,
Thank you,
right?
sir.
2 days ago?
Yeah, it
From
was
Toronto,
it's
Canada.
pretty cool.
Picture. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Waiting.
Like it's frozen. Billy's still moving.
Okay, we're still waiting.
Yes, I do. I'm going back to basics. In the packages, if you buy the basic package, from the 100, then you can only go across to 300, 500, 1,000. I'm correct there, aren't I? Am I
Yep,
thinking right? Okay.
you are correct.
All right. Well, let's say you do that. Then can you go back and buy the 700, the 2,100, and 35 and so forth? Or can you only do one, like a
You
basic
can
or?
you can sponsor yourself and upgrade, but you can't do it on the same account.
Oh, okay.
So you'd have to buy a separate account and then treat it and then go across that horizontal line if you want to.
Okay, so if you start at 700, whatever you start with, you have to back up and sponsor yourself or go forward and sponsor yourself.
Yeah, whatever you start at, you go horizontal, and if you want to sponsor, you can then increase the level if you want and go horizontal that way if you want.
Okay, so we can have as many packages as we choose.
Yeah, I mean, there's a 43 package, but if you don't want either one of those, then you can just mix and match per your liking.
Okay, thank you.
Pleasure.
I'm going to try
I
to.
don't even know if I'm supposed to be talking, but go ahead, Billy.
Oh, no, sorry. Bring your screen real close to the whiteboard for everyone. So I don't know if this will work. Let me see. No, it doesn't work. I was going to show you the whiteboard, but I couldn't do it. I'm still learning about this Zoom.
We
Yeah.
saw it for a second. I could see it for a second.
No, but it went away. Yeah.
I know.
I was trying to get that going. Yeah. But what I can do is probably share. Let me see if I can log into my back office. Okay. Let's see. Right. Uh-oh. Here's another thing I keep forgetting. If this website is sitting there for hours, you have to refresh the page. Because otherwise you'll put your credentials in and then see. Maybe earlier Chavez was I know he was on the call, but now he's not answering.
Going on 3 o'clock in the morning there, isn't it?
No, 2. He's just waking up.
Yeah.
Okay. So don't mind about these numbers here, right? I wanted to show you the membership. This is where you sign up or purchase your membership. Like I have already purchased the enterprise, the first one, and then I bought.
Billy, are you thinking you're sharing? Because all we're seeing is your face.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
No worry.
Yeah.
We're seeing your email now.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, there you
There we
go.
go. There we go.
I'm gonna pause for a second, and then I'm gonna see if I can dig that chart. Let's see. Okay, I think it's here. Pull this up. Okay, there you go. Now everyone can see that, right? Basic,
Yep.
the elite, and premium. Just remember the 2x, 3x, 4x, and 5x. The only thing that has rolled out that we can engage in right now is the first two. And the elite March 15 was moved to April 15, and the April 15 for the premium was moved to May 15. Okay, so that gives us enough time to actually, just like me, what I did was I got into the basic, which is I chose the enterprise. So when this got rolled out on February 15, I wasn't ready to engage the difference between 12,009 and 4,003 because I had to come up with another $8,600, which, I'm not ready to do that. On top of that, I'm still trying to learn at the same time, so I did engage this. I actually added because I got excited. I understood the program, how it works, going from here to here. So the way how that works is, to answer your question, is like if somebody comes in for whatever reason, they will want to start with 100. So you can start with one circle. Let me see if I can actually write something. No, I can't. I'm gonna
Do
try
you have
to.
Excel or Word on your
Yeah.
computer? So you can do it that way.
Yeah. Let me see if I can do it. Oh no, I can't. It's not time for me to practice right now, so I apologize. Uh, uh, just try to picture it. Let me see if he's calling. Hold on, I'm waiting for him. The circle, the entity that you purchased, $100, right? You can always upgrade. That position can only upgrade horizontally as an individual. So I'm going to move this to the other slide. Let me see. What did I do? See, I can't do this now. Oh, there you go. There you go. When you enroll as an individual, because a lot of people, whether they still don't understand or afraid and they don't want to miss out or be late, so they can engage with this. And when they decide to upgrade, they can only upgrade horizontally from basic to standard. Okay, and these two again are not available yet. So all they have to do is pay the difference. You're upgrading the same position from 100 to 300. And the reason is because when you are in the standard, you now get to enjoy the $15 for the whole week of survey, which you do 2 surveys a week. So if you are here, you put in $100, you're getting $4, which is about 4% of $100. So if you want to earn more, all you have to do is upgrade from basic to standard by paying the difference of 200, since you already have 100, and that now you qualify to earn $15. But you have to do 2 surveys a week. Okay, so I know it's small, but it's not in terms of percentage. Okay, because here's 4%. $15 on 300 is what? 4.5%, Richard? No, 5%, right?
7.5 for the thing.
Right.
Per one or for both? Which one do you want?
Or you're only earning on this once you upgrade.
So 5%, yeah.
Right. Okay. So that's just in the individual, right? Again, it's not a lot, but it is what's coming is what's exciting. It's understanding is what is can get you excited about this whole stable. Okay. Again, most of you probably already know that because of the blockchain and AI, that they were able to come out with this type of business utilizing that technology, and then attach this compensation plan in order for the members like us to be able to benefit from it because we're engaging doing the work for them. So, which is what we call proof of work. This is not about them engaging cryptocurrency and telling you that it's going to go up, and everybody puts the money in, telling you that they're investing your money, and then they're giving you a good rate because their ROI is high. None of that, because most of that thing is history. I mean, I don't even want to listen to anyone talking about that kind of business to me, so because I just don't believe it. It's no longer about cryptocurrency. It's now utilizing the blockchain that initially started with Bitcoin to put it in actual application in almost any industry that we're living with, right? So that's what makes the technology more efficient. The numbers, the data, the artificial intelligence, basically making this whole thing work in a better way for us to either be a consumer or prosumers or be part of it and actually benefiting from it. So in our case, stable is allowing us to become prosumers, and what we're doing is practicing by actually doing surveys. Okay, so at the beginning, I really didn't like the survey. I thought it wasn't difficult, but I just don't like the idea. And but since I had to do it, I truly enjoyed it so much. I've learned so much just from reading the e-zine and then taking the survey. So I'm happy with that, right? And so going from here to here is upgrading, and of course you're increasing your pay, and because you started with 100. That means you only get one spot, the $4 or the $15, right? So coming back here, if you were to start with family, you now have what I call the 7-pack, that you being on top and 6 other entity, your own account is right below the first spot coming from the top. And each one of those, because we started with 100, is now 100 times 7. That means you initially put in $700. So you are with the family, and then you go across when you want to upgrade from family to family to family to family. You can't go from family to enterprise, right? Because the structure and the algorithm of their system cannot create a structure like that. It's too difficult to go from say you're in the family, now you want to jump up to enterprise. Now, what you can do to answer your question, Janet, is so you started with individual, or anybody who's have started with individual, or you don't have money to start with a bigger package, it's okay to engage with the individual for whatever reason, or you just want to try it first, right? So the moment you understood this and you feel like, and you're confident that this looks good to you, you can now sponsor yourself again and buy a family pack. So the 7-pack structure, or the genealogy, now will be right under your spot, the original spot. So that's your first sponsor. I mean, your first participant below you, which is still you. Okay, so your first person, and the second person that comes in before you even got another person. Let's say you decided that you now can come in with $4,300, the enterprise. You can sponsor yourself again the second time with the 4,300 enterprise package right below you, which is going to be placed right under your second spot below. So now you have two people. It's just that the email of those two people are still you. And all you have to do is do one survey on your original position, and the artificial intelligence system will populate all the spots below, the 43 and your family pack. So you got the 7 plus the 43. That's 50 accounts that the survey will fill in for you, and then you get paid on all of them. Okay, so because it's your account, it's your money, right? But the report that is being generated to the company, the result of your survey, is only one. They don't go to the company that their client is saying that, hey, we have 50 accounts here with 50 different reports, because that's not true and it's incorrect, and that's not the way how it works. Okay, so that's one way of seeing how you can engage and bring the people in, or bring coming in the second time or the third time or the fifth time. So that also means that, let's say I come in as 43 or 100 or family the first time, I can sponsor as many Billy as many times as I want. I can buy 10 4,300, right? So if I did that, the first person that I sign up is me, 4,300 enterprise. I sign up another enterprise, that would be my second position below me. And then I sign up the third one, which is 4,300, and so on and so on and so on. That's why he's saying before in the presentation that sky is the limit. Okay, so each 43 enterprise pack is 43 paychecks. So if I upgraded from here to here, because I came in as an enterprise, I have 43 accounts. Now I'm here. I have already fulfilled this 12,009. If I have to go back here, I'm making $15. So if you were to take a calculator and say 43 spots times $15, that happens to be, let me see, that happens to be $645, right? Okay. So
And that's
yeah, 15 times 43. So $645 a week, sorry, times 4. So I can now say for sure that I'm making $2,580. That doesn't include the commission of my first level, because my first level is me, right? So to understand it better, for your mind to work, just think of that 6 is different person, although it's your email. And then there are also people below that, because it's 43, right? The 36 is laying on the second level. So that's my second level. So my first level is earning commission from the second, and I being on the top is earning commission from the first and the second. So I'm just telling you the minimum. Okay. So that's having 43 spots. So that same 43 spots, if I were to upgrade in the near future to elite once it's available, right? I have now to make sure that I have the difference between the 21,005 and the 12,009, which is 8,600. So the question is, can I afford to put another 8,600? And the answer is no, right? So, but what if I already have $7,000 in the account, right? Like, let me go back here. If I were to share with you, this is what I've earned so far, right? So comes April 15th, I'm sure I'll be able to reach the $8,600, right? So that means I'll be able to get to here.
wow.
Enterprise elite, right?
Mhm.
So if I'm on elite, all I have to do is look at this, and now I'm making $30, right? So going back to the calculator, I can now change the number, the same 43, times $30 is now 1,290. It jumped from 645 to 1,290 a week, times 4 in a week, in a month. So that means I'm making $5,160 a month. That doesn't include the stable Dow, which is the debenture in real estate. That doesn't include the premium bond that they're coming out. And that doesn't include the fourth project that they're coming out with, and that is supposed to be very big. It's just getting better and better, right? So maybe 3 months from now, 6 months from now, this number could change, right? The 43 could, who knows? I might end up with another 43 accounts. Start from here, right? And say, well, can I recruit myself again with another 43 from the basic? I don't have to jump to here. Even if all this becomes available, Billy can sign up another enterprise, right? And I just have to use my email because they know it's still me, it's still my money. So I just have to do the same survey that I'm already doing, and it all gets credited, right? So let's talk about the same 43 spots that I own because I'm enterprise. Over time, when I have the chance to get to this premium, which pays $75 on a week survey, right? So the same 43 is now earning 75. Let me see. 43 times 75. That's now earning me $3,225
Wow.
times 4, right? It's 12,009, and that's the minimum. Doesn't include any commission, and I haven't signed up one person. That number.
That's
So what
amazing.
will happen? Yeah, what will happen then when I'm engaging and signing people up, right? So where's the long term here? And that's only 2 projects. The premium is not out yet. And let me just remind you, and the other one plus more, right? So this could double or quadruple. And if I push this, and if I understand everything, and I go out there and share with everyone and make you understand, you now can see the light at the end of the tunnel. You now can understand and say, I got it, right? And then sometimes even if you got it, you just don't know what to do. So how to proceed and call your sponsor, or if your sponsor doesn't even understand, you can always call me, right? Or when we have a chance to have Chavez on our call, then we can also ask him.
Okay.
Because we're learning. Yeah.
All right. I think I understand, but I just want to make sure I understand. I thought I understood last week, but then I didn't have it together. All right. So the $100 is one survey. The 700 would be one survey also, and the 4,300 is one survey also. It's just in multiples.
Yes. Yes.
And so if you're at the 300, the 2,100 or whatever the next one is, it's 2 surveys. And then if you get to the premium,
that's the standard. Yeah.
So you'd never do more than 4 surveys.
Yeah.
Is that correct? 4
Yeah,
surveys
we
would do.
the 4th survey is on premium, the last one. That's the biggest package that you can buy. You need to do 4 surveys on that, which is this one right here. Right?
Okay, I think I understand. So the 700 or 7, it would be $28 to do one survey if you bought the 700 package. Got it. Thank you.
So from here to here, you get like 3 times race, right? And then you go here, you double again, right? By the time you get here, you're actually making $75 for 4 survey on $1,000. You're making 7.5% a week on your money, and times 4, you're making 30% a month on $1,000. So the question is, would you stick with 1,000? You can do that because you started with 100. They said you can't go here from here to here to here to from here to here, from here to here. Okay, but you can always come in with another 100 if you want.
Okay.
Also directly under you. But just understand this. Imagine with the enterprise 43, if you have your second 43 and the third 43, then I don't even look at that chart anymore. I just say, well, 43 plus 43 is 86. So what happens if I had 86 and I'm making $75?
A week.
400 times 4. And guess what? That is excluding sponsoring anyone.
Hmm.
That's 26, almost $26,000. That's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to be a recruiter. You just have to understand. That's it. Right?
Really?
So yes.
I'll finish what you were saying. I just wanted to ask a question.
Sure. Is that you, Ian?
It is. How are you?
How are you, sir?
Good, good. I saw this late. Danielle sent me the link, and this is just what I needed. I'm trying to understand. Can you go back to the slide with all the 4 packages, and you could, I just want to run through it real quick, and you tell me if I'm understanding this correctly.
Sure.
Okay, so you're saying that if you come in with 100, you can upgrade going horizontally across standard, elite, and premium, right?
Yeah.
Now, you can also go downwards in the basic, right?
No, you cannot. You have to sign up again. Let's say you came in, Ian, with 100.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now you decided to upgrade to individual. So you have to pay the difference. That the same entity you started with. Okay, let's say you're here now, a standard, because you want to get $15 instead of 4. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now you decided, hey, I got money now, so I would like to buy the 4,300. So you can sponsor one spot with the enterprise and plug in first time. We will be your first person that you sponsor is you yourself with 4,300. If you can afford the 12.9, you can come in and just sign up that person instead of 43. You can sign up enterprise and be here and get paid $15 on the 43 spots.
This is where I'm getting lost. So going back to the basic, if you start with 100, you cannot enroll under yourself. I thought you were saying you could do the 700 and then the 4,300.
Yes, you can, but you have to understand it first so that when you explain to someone, it's clear. Just like what I'm trying to tell you right now. You cannot upgrade from here to here, but you can sponsor another Ian
yourself
with a family.
Oh, okay. Right.
If you understand that, then you'll understand the rest.
Right. So it's like a different account.
The only thing that they're saying, which is, what this is all about, is when you sign up yourself again with a family pack, you now have 2 accounts you have to watch, to manage, right? Because let's say you were able to get the family pack underneath your original pack. It's all the same name, right? This one will do one survey, but this is an individual. So let's say this one is now going, you decided to move to standard, the 2,100. You cannot go from 100, the original spot, and say, well, I want this on my original spot. Because
the 700 account would have to move across to the 2,100.
Correct. The 700 spot can move across. The individual 100 spot remains the same, earning $4 a week. Okay. Until you upgrade this as well to here.
Right. So,
On
so
survey,
all,
right?
so again, starting with the basic, let's say you went a good strategy, start with 100, then you do the 700, and then maybe go across to the 3. I mean, you could do it different ways. I understand that.
Yeah.
But to kind of grow incrementally. Now, if you go to the 43 down to the 4,300, you can go all the way across eventually.
That's correct. But always
And
remember,
when you,
bear in mind, it costs money to go from here to here unless you have already earned enough. And the way how you earn it, obviously, besides you earning your own, you have people underneath you, and you are getting, the commissions and direct referrals, and that's what I was trying to do. I started with this. I said, well, how am I going to get here? Right? I need to come up with 8,600. And I said, I'm not going to do that. Maybe I can earn enough to feel that difference and be here. But I couldn't get here in time. I was just so excited. I said, I'm going to just put in another 8,600. Right? And so I'm here.
so where would you sponsor people under? Would you sponsor people under your 100 account or under your 43 or your largest account?
So let's say you started with 100, because I already started with 43. So we have two different scenario here.
Okay.
Let's say if somebody comes, let's say if Danielle wants to come in at 43 and she's your downline, you just plug her in underneath here, under your original one.
Okay.
Right? So let's say that you already have another, you have the 100. You have also purchased another basic pack with enterprise, and you plug that spot underneath you, of course, and you're using your email. Right? Now, if you want Danielle to be below here on your first person, which is happen to be you can do that too. So you just have to sponsor using her link or using that link and then sponsor her.
I guess because I don't know the rewards plan. So is it more beneficial if you were to put somebody underneath your 700 position or even your 4,300? Is it more beneficial to you?
Honestly, I would build across. Like me, I put in 43. Can I buy another 43? Yes. In fact, I'll have 86 accounts now. Right? Now, for me to go from here to here, I have to come up with 8,600, which is even more. That means I have to do 4,300 twice. So that I will end up with 3 enterprise, right? So 3 enterprise, look at this. I'm going to go to the calculator. 43 plus 43 plus 43. I will now have 129 spots. But remember, the 43 falls under basic, which is here. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that means I'm only earning $4. So I got $129, 129 spots times $4, and I'm earning $516. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now let's go back. If I spend the 4,300 plus 4,300, which happens to be 8,600, and say I want this position, so I was able to capture this, I still have my original 4,300. I did not buy another 43 or 43. I paid extra 86 and apply it here. So that means I still have 43, the original 43 times 15. I'm making 645 versus 515. Not only that, I am now have a better chance to go from here to here than trying to get 3 enterprise accounts, which is 43 plus 43 plus 43, and trying to move all of them to here, because that means I have to come up with $8,600 difference times 3. Because by the time I get here, and then get here, I'll be at 43,000. That just means that I'm making $75 times 43, the same 43 spots, earning 3,225. If I'm making this kind of money, I can almost buy another 4,300 basic every week, right? This one, enterprise, as many packages as I want, as many 43 as I want.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't understand that before. I didn't know you could do that.
Yes, you can do that here because to them, a person can come in with 100. That gives them the opportunity, just like the Beetle. Anyone can come in with 50, but once they understand it, nobody wants the 50. They want all of it, the 2,200, right? If they can, financially capable, right?
Mhm.
And but it's good because that gives everyone, even if they don't have the money, we can easily say, here's a couple of $100, let me help you out. That's Beetle, right? And this is not 50. I can say, well, I know you're really, really broke. You don't have any money. I can help you out with $100. Now they can learn how to do the survey. They can learn how to understand why $4 is important, because it's not the $4 a week, it's the 4% a week, which is 16% a month. The bank pays 0.2% a year, not even 1%. So how can we just walk away from this? Because we're so used to, if I may say, hyperburst, right? We got spoiled so bad that we don't want anything lower than hyperburst. But we need to understand this is the beauty of this business. Is not just about making the money. We are learning something, adopting and learning about a real application of the blockchain and AI. Because without the blockchain and AI in Vitalook, you can forget it. I'm not going to even get involved because I know it will not last. We're starting to see that now, right? Just like that's why when they were talking about the premium bonds, why are they so excited? Because there hasn't been anything like this before. At first, they were able to engage with UK bond, and then they were talking about Stable is going to, once they roll this out, they're going to have a sweepstakes that's going to give away $1 million prize a month. But then they kind of push it back a little bit, delay, because they're now going to many countries and they're doing their own recruiting, right? Telling the other governments, other countries to get on board with Stable, with their bonds, right? And since these countries wanted to sell their bonds because they want more money, they can now engage knowing that they're getting into the blockchain and AI. They want to raise this $1 million a month price. They said about hopefully in about 2 years, or maybe less, depending on the membership, that they will be able to come up with $1 billion price a month. Now think about how crazy that would go. And of course, the people who are winning are members of Stable. So if somebody, your neighbor, your friend he heard you talking about so many people winning here, they want to know, where can I buy one, right? And you just tell them, come join us with Stable. So if your numbers are growing, since you're already earning based on here, imagine if you have a 4,300 enterprise, 43 accounts over time, making 75 for each account or each slot. That's a lot of money, right? But that's just the start. Now, where will you place those people? What will happen to your numbers when people are queuing in to buy the sweepstakes or the government bonds? People will be knocking at your door, right? Your friends that didn't listen, they'll be calling you because they want to participate in the sweepstakes. And then they'll find out that they can even make money from the survey because they'll learn from you. They saw that you're also earning, right? What a better way working with a company like this, that the funds that comes into to Stable are all protected by Citigroup. Because I confirmed that, and they said yes, everything that they do is going to be protected by Citigroup. That alone, I think, is profound, right? That gives me the reason to engage. That builds my confidence. Now, Ian, I know you're really good. I respect you. You can now take this, just like preaching the gospel, right?
You said just like what?
Just like preaching the gospel, going out
Oh,
there,
yes.
sharing this and helping people out so that it can help them. And because we know a lot of people are struggling, right? And they can start getting into something more that's better. Maybe the risk could be less, as the company is growing, as we learn. If it's good, then they will be happy, and we're all going to be happy because we have something that's really good, right? Yeah, it's almost like a dream come true, to be honest with you, for me. I think probably Chavez is either overtime, still on the call, whether it's corporate meeting or not 2, 3 in the morning, or maybe he just fell asleep, so tired, and it's okay. So do you see that? Or let's take the time to make sure you're clear with this, right? It has a little similarity with Vidula. Just like I might be making $15 a week here, but if I have someone below and I'm earning, well, I'm not going to see the $15 a week. I'm not going to wait the $300 to become 900 by dividing 900 by 15 weeks. That's a lot of weeks, right? But that time can shorten because I'm getting compensated on the other people below. Just like I had one person came in, and this person put in four accounts, all for himself, right? With 4,300 each. So that's like $26,800 a pop, right? And then the person called me and said, I got 10 more people coming in, all with 4,300, all with 6,500. I said, why 65? I already knew it, but I just wanted that person to tell me. And he said that, because the 43 is going to go to here, Stable, and the 22, that's no brainer. We're just going to have to put it in the BD. So that's like getting involved in two companies all at the same time with $6,500. I said, well, that's smart because they are making money. Are you with me so far, Ian?
I'm trying to absorb some of this. It's going to take me time. I'm going to have to do a little bit of homework. But yeah, it's amazing. And I didn't understand it in this way before. So I was holding off on getting involved because I got the impression that you were you had to be careful where you started because you would be locked in. And I was trying to analyze where is the best position to get started and come in. But apparently, you can grow from
Yeah.
wherever you start. So that's good.
Yeah, I thought it took me 3 weeks before I even engaged it, funded, in other words, because I didn't even know. My upline didn't know, so my upline happens to be Sam Lee. So I'm not going to call him and say, explain to me, so, but I wasn't in a rush, right? Uh, and I have to say this, there's no such thing as wrong way of doing it if you started with $100. No, it could be even better, right? Because let's say I came in with 43, I can say, well, I wish I came with individual first and then plug in the 43, right? So now I'm getting double pay on top, right? But then I learned that it doesn't work like that. The one on the top, the original $100 I came in with, for me to even earn $15, I have to add 200. Can I afford to do that? Well, 200 is better than 2100 or 8600. Of course we can. We try, right? So once that $100 goes into the standard, by adding 200, I no longer am making 4%. I'm now making 5% on my money, which is better than the basic, and of course, it's better than anywhere. I mean, let's talk about other companies offering us or me saying, hey, we give you 4% a day. I said, well, I'm not interested because I don't believe it. And if it's true, if it's real, well, I just missed it, but I just don't believe it. It doesn't exist. It's too good. Something is wrong. I would rather spend my time in earning 0.1% that I can sleep, that when I share with my friends, like Gary or Danielle, or, I don't have to worry because I know it's real, right? That's what I'm looking for. But this is better than 0.1%. This is 5% on standard. And if you go to elite, $30 you're earning $30 on the 500 now. You pay the difference, right? So now you go to $30 divided by 500. That's 6%. Well, it's getting better, right? And then on the other one, if you put in 1,000, you're earning 75 doing what do you call this? Doing 4 surveys, right? Divided by 1,000. You're now earning 7.5% a week times 4 weeks. That's 30%. 7.5% times 52 weeks. You're earning 390% a year on your money. The only difference is, would you like to make 390% on 1,000 or 390% on the 4,003 or multiples of 4,003? Because you can come in and say, I want to spend 43,000. 43,000, that means you can be here right away. Once this is open, you can put in 43,000 straight away, right? But you only got 43 spots, but you're also earning $75. And then you can always come back with more money that you earn from here and say, let me go back and buy a couple of more of the $4,300. But your original spot was right here. This is what I call money begets money. The people who have the money, most likely, they have a business, right? That they can easily understand this. For them to understand that you can make 390% because I calculated it, right? Points. Let me just make sure I did it right. 7.5% a week,
You did, Billy.
52. I'm sorry.
You calculated right.
Okay. That's my CPA, Richard. That's Deloitte, right? 390% a year. That doesn't include the money sitting in my debenture. And I only put in $300. Remember, we got $100 from the company. Plus, that's ending in March 31st. And I'm not doing this because of that $100. But I just happen to have a couple of $100 in there. So I added the $200 in there. My sister added 900. So she got 1,000. So she's making $1 a day. Because I told her, you're going to make $365 a year, which is 36.5% a year on your $1,000. Who pays you that? Guaranteed by Citigroup. Right? So it's safe, right? And then this one. And then on top of that, what happens then when the premium bond comes out? Maybe the people in our group sitting right now in our meeting, one of us will be winning $1 million. We'll go crazy. So this number could, the earnings that you have could increase, and you can take advantage of that. You can withdraw, or you can let's say reinvest, right? Because you want to put more. You want to buy more $4,300 spots.
Hey, Billy.
Yes, sir.
I have a few more questions, and you can tell me, I don't know if this is the right form or time to ask. First question is, the debenture, is that for only people who did not get 1x out of Hyperverse?
No, the debenture has nothing to do with Hyper.
Okay.
They're
So
just Sam Lee is just helping out and say, here's $100, get into my company so that you can access your feedback, right? The form, the survey about the 1X that we all need to fill out so that we can give him that list of names so that he can go there and engage a conversation with Hyperverse. And this is what I tell my people. Let's say he's ready to do it and he goes into Hyperverse and say, I got 2,000 names. That's including you and me. All KYC, maybe not, right? But he's got all the true numbers. The people have seriously put their name, their email, how much was owed, how much money was deposited, how much have not withdrawn, or they have never withdrawn, right? So these are real people. But walking into a company like that with 2,000 names, it's different than coming back and say, I got 800,000 names now, right? You see the difference? He's stronger, and so he can leverage it. He's going to be able to make some powerful statement to those people and say, if you don't do it, these 800,000 people, we got a huge legal team, and we're ready to come after you, right? So that leverage is important, right? But then someone asked before, what if me, Billy, did not get into the list? And the Hyperverse decided to settle and pay everybody 1X for those who have not received. Do I get paid because I did not get into your company, Sam Lee, right? And he said, of course you will get paid. And I thought so too. Why not? They cannot exclude those people who didn't claim. I've never seen class action like that. They usually make a settlement across the board, pay everybody. Well,
Right.
what if they don't? Well, I think the next step is to file. Not just me saying, it's not. Somebody never said that. Said what I'm about to say. I think most likely that they can now take the legal action, and then once the legal action is engaged, it becomes criminal, and they all go to jail, and they don't want that. So
Yeah. So the people who have gotten 1x, so does he want data from people? He doesn't want data
no,
from people who
no,
okay.
no. He was just telling us on the meeting to please
Mhm.
help me. He said by coming forward and getting listed, so that I can truly go to them and say I have 800,000 names without lying, right? Because otherwise he can go there and say I got 1 million people, and he actually got 330,000 names. Well, that's a
So
big difference. Yeah.
yeah, so okay, I've got more than 1x out. So should I, KYC, apply for the debenture, submit, or no?
The
I'm still
debenture
confused.
is when you get into the debenture,
Mhm.
that's just you putting money in and earning 0.1%. That's just you getting involved, participating into their real estate program, right? They're
Okay.
buying agricultural land, they're developing that land into building apartment buildings and parks and everything. And of course the value goes up and you're earning 0.1% every day, which is fair, right? It's a
Okay.
very traditional business, and most realtors will understand that, right? And it's a good thing because it's protected.
Well,
Yeah,
so
that
now
has nothing to do with hyperverse. No.
okay. So the other question is, so if someone has signed up with StableDAO using your link, and then you move into Stable Opinion, are you giving them a link again for
No.
Stable Opinion? No.
There's only one link. Once you sign up with me, for example, in StableDAO, that means you are with me in everything that StableDAO does. So that means that includes Stable Opinion. That also means the premium. That also means the fourth rollout, right? So the fourth project. So you're going to be in my genealogy, right?
So anybody like a non-hyper member, let's say just somebody um, if you want to introduce them to this, then you just give them your StableDAO invitation link, and they'll be automatic. Okay.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't have to worry about which package you're putting them under or which account you're putting them under.
No, no.
Okay. All right. That's where I was a little confused before.
Sure.
Okay. Like where do you build? How do you build from which account? But it doesn't matter.
Mhm. Yeah, trust me, when I got involved, this is very confusing to me as well. I did not understand. I'm still learning as well, So the good thing only is that because I did engage the 43, so I've been through it, and I had some people that came in with, big chunk. And when I understood it, now I understand. I understand what he meant, what he said when he mentioned sky's the limit. Okay. And I did clarify that with Shavez, and he said, "You're right? Because somebody can come to me. Let's say I'm talking to a businessman, and I talk about, the 4,300 and the percentage. And what if the guy asked me the question and looking at the chart and said, "Well, what if I buy 100 of those?" Well, 4,300 times 100 is $430,000,
Mhm.
right? So $430,000. 100 of those 4,300, right? That means the guy owns 4,300 spots, right?
Mhm.
4,300 spots. How much money is that person going to make, right? No. 4,300 spots, multiply that by $4. Because that's basic, remember. $17,200 a week, right? Times 4 in a month, is 68,800. This is just estimate times 12. The guy is going to be making $825,000 a year. But what happens then if this same person who bought 100 of this under basic, he wants to earn more, he needs to upgrade to here, right? If he has all that money, because a lot of people are very rich, they got money, right? They're not afraid to talk about big numbers, right? So now he's going to have to pay $8,600 or from the money he has earned times 100 if he wants all 100 to move to here. He can say, no, I just want one at a time. So he can do that. But over time, he's going to get here, right? That means 4,300 spots will eventually make $75 each over time. He's going to make $322,500 a week times 52. Now that guy is making $16.7 million a year. So if I was him, I would sit down and I'll figure out what would it cost me to go from here to here times 100. What's the difference between here and here times 100? In other words, that here and here, the difference is 8,600. Okay. If he wants all 4,300 spots that he bought to be upgraded to standard to make $15, he needs to multiply 8,600 times 100. He needs to come up with 860,000 more to bring all those 100 that he started with to here. So he can make $15 a piece. So that means 4,300 times 15, he just got a raise, right? He's now making $64,500 a week versus 17,000. It's just a number. The big people will understand and they don't mind putting $500,000. Now, for most people, they cannot relate to this, right? So if you understand the business, take heart and just be open-minded, and you just happen to be talking to someone who has money and they understand it, they might come to you and say, I want 4,300, 10 of them. Can I buy that, Ian? You're only talking to him about coming in with 700 or put in 43, and now he wants 10 of them. How is that going to pay you every week? Because you're going to make the commission, right? You're going to be a hero. Yeah. So that's what I'm learning. That's what I'm trying to do to present it, be confident by understanding, and then try to get this to all of us so that we can all benefit, because this is not about me, right? This is all about if everyone in this platform can understand, you will all get excited just like me. And you can earn and you can grow. It's just a matter of us coming together as a community. And that's, I have repeatedly said this in my group when I engage in BD and stable, just like BD. BD is simple, but what good is it if you don't have relationship? What good is it if everybody is kind of comparing to each other? What good is it if we don't make use of the earnings and put into good use, right? So we need to learn how to develop our personality. That's what I'm trying to do, because it's not all about the money. It's about how can I reach out and help others so that they can actually benefit from this, the simple video. What will happen if we were working with someone, with everyone here like a community? Like you can reach out to me and I can reach out to you, Ian. I can reach out to Janice. I can reach out to Lucy. Then we'll all become very successful. Then what happens then when we do the same thing with Stable? Same thing will happen. The company themselves, as I can, based on my observation, they're working together. They have to, right? They're talking about 100 projects. So if they can put their heads together, why couldn't we? That's what we call ourselves family, right? So if we say it, we better mean it. And before we can mean it, we better do it, right? So that's why I have offered, and some of you have experienced it in the last few weeks from me. I stepped out, I did everything I could, reach out to help you. And I have told some of you that I had the opportunity to explain that I want you to reach your goal with this program, Stable or VD. Because when you reach your goal and your dream, then I'm happy. Then you're happy. Then you will do the same thing to other people. This is not about what we have done in the past, whether it's Hyperverse or whether you were with different network marketing company, because none of them, most of us have been through many different companies and then resulted to nothing today. Broke. No friends left, like we all heard, right? So why can't we change that and be stronger, be more positive when we have something this good, which is amazing because we don't see these kind of things every day. So all we can do right now is encourage each other, truly and honestly help each other. Pour your heart out. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm learning. I'm not like saying this because I'm a great leader. No, I'm not. I have not done anything, the magnitude of what this can result to in this company is just big. I mean, I've done big numbers in my companies before, but this is for all of us, right? And some of you that have worked with me for several years, you know how I am, and you always, I always come to you for help because I don't know everything, but I'm a fighter, right? And that's why, Ian, when I saw you spoke before, I was very impressed. I really, really like you, and how you got engaged with Danielle. I just feel very blessed. How can I come to you and maybe you can mentor? Maybe I can learn from you a lot because I'm learning when I hear you talk, right? So putting your skills, putting everyone's skills, like Louis has a lot of skills, he has a beautiful family and he's working very hard and he's doing very well, right? He also went through difficult times with Hyper. And now it has changed his life in a short month, right? And I'm not talking about because he became rich. No, it is because it has given him hope. It has given him confidence in what's about to happen, right? And that's a good thing. And most of us were affected with the hyperverse, but it's okay because we learn from that, right? What's wrong is we don't learn and we get stuck and you're not going to get across it and get out of that unless you keep moving forward, right? You got to keep moving forward. And this hyper is going to follow behind us because they're the ones that owe us the money. They're the ones that's supposed to worry, not us. So for most of us, we're believers. We start to exercise again our faith, right? Because most of us, I was really discouraged and frustrated because a lot of people got hurt. and the unmeasurable. I couldn't explain. I got sick for like 8, 9 months, very sick. So, but God has blessed me. God is going to bless all of us. And I think this is it, right? You know what? Chavez never came out. He probably got knocked out, right?
Hey, Bill.
Working.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I posted in the chat. I don't know if you saw it, but since Chavez, I'm pretty sure he's busy or he fell asleep. But remember the first Q&A that we did with Chavez, and that was a very good one. It was like an hour long. He talked about the multiple accounts, and there was some good questions asked by you and a couple of my people in my organization. I posted in the chat, so anyone that wants to rewatch it, that was Bill's meeting with Chavez. I posted in the chat. I'll post it again.
Yeah, you guys can look at it, and you always pick something up, right? All I'm trying to do here is about time. I thought about having this webinar. It's like, let's get started, because it's hard for me to even get started because it's overwhelming for me. I'm not like some other people. They do this every day, right? So help me out, and we can do this. So right now I'm dealing with some key leaders in the Philippines, and it looks pretty good, right? It could culminate to very large number of people, because I stepped up, right? I took the late night hours calling them because it's daytime there, and start somewhere, right? Because if I don't step up and just like everything's fine, be complacent, relax, right? Well, I'm gonna work hard for like 90 days or more, so that the rest of the time will be a lot easier for me, right? It's amazing. We've been through this before, right? And sometimes you want to relax and you can't, because there's more people are coming in, so they demand more time from you. So you just have to do your best. So all I wanted to say to everyone is just do your best, reach out, call me. Unfortunately, I couldn't draw. I just bought a new iPad again yesterday, and I'm gonna get this going so I can actually plug in and do the drawings, so that you can see it better, understand it better. Yeah. And Ian, feel free to call me. I think most of you got my number, right? If not, let me post it. To everyone in the meeting. Yeah.
And by the way, Bill, great meeting. Great meeting. Even though Chavez was not here, it was very informative. I learned a lot myself. So I just want to say thank you.
No, you're welcome. Thank you too for having this opportunity for us to be able to share with everyone, because my heart is out there. Okay. I really wanted to help everyone. And some of you guys know me well enough that they will attest that I'm trying to reach out, to help. And I think Danielle is on the call. I don't know if she's still on. So I just want to acknowledge, Louis, thank you so much. I got Gary, of course, Dr. Cindy. I got Marvin from the Philippines, Marvin A. Filipinas, okay? He's one of our key leaders in the Philippines. He's new, and they have a lot of challenges in the Philippines. They've been scammed too many times, and they're professionals, and they want to engage, and they want to learn from us, right? So I don't want to mislead them one way or the other. I just want to help them so that they can go through those challenges and struggles in life. You know, not just them, they're also thinking and helping other people, right? So very far from the way our living standard here in the US, right? To them, over there in the masses, majority of the people, if they can make $300-400 a month, that's like having a full-time job like here, who's making $3,000-4,000 a month, right? 300, right? So what more? Can you imagine $2,000 a month in Vidaluk in the Philippines? They would settle with that for life, right? They don't even have to engage with stable. But you make them understand the stable. Once they understand, they engage. They like it because they're looking at the future, right? So maybe all the money you'll make in Vidaluk is to make your house payment, buy your, nice car, go on vacation, take your family. You still have a lot more, right? And maybe do some charity. Maybe all the money coming from a stable would be, just for the future, for your family, a legacy. Give more, right? The more you give, the more you will receive. So apply it, right? So that's where we're at.
Hey, Bill, that was powerful about the Philippines because, I know you hear me telling you about my organization. They're building in South Africa and Malaysia. I don't even know anybody in those countries, and that's how a blessing this platform is. Because I have a lady in South Africa. She was so excited in her tribe to be able to withdraw $10, right? Over here in America, not many people get excited for $10, right? And that's how beautiful this platform is, because it's not racist. It doesn't judge you about who you are, where you're from, where you're located, what language you speak, because as long as you have the internet, you can plug in and participate. And that's the beauty about this thing. It's for the small person and the big person, because if you understand the Stable DAO platform, like Bill was explaining it, it's like a club. Okay, for everyone that was in the Hyperverse Club, Sam brought his big old limousine. He's picking up everybody that wants to participate for free. And the Stable Club, believe it or not, it allows billionaires, Fortune 500 companies, and us common people to participate in the same pool. So we got to understand how big this is, because I've been in business since 2005. I've never seen anything like this. I thought Hyper was good. This is a million times better, because there's going to be 1,000 ways to make income. Most people have 1 or 2, 3 ways. Some people probably go 10 ways, but that's 10 different companies. This is only one platform where you got to build once. That's why Billy, he's been building from day one. And like you said, 9-day run, that's it, right? If you build this thing for a year, Shavez has said in that video that I posted for an hour, he said, this thing will be here for decades. So just imagine how big this is going to be.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's been almost 2 hours, I believe, and I apologize again. And I do understand Shavez. He a lot of times overextended.
Where's the hand?
Where's what?
Hey, Billy, this is Cindy. I was wondering, I'm here with Janet Cobb listening. I was wondering, where does the money come from for this particular program?
Stable?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the money comes from these companies that wanted to do the survey, right? So they have to pay Stable, to do the survey. Just the survey is not a new thing. There's surveys program everywhere that you can get paid to do surveys.
Hey, Bill,
Yeah.
the easy way to think about it is every company like Apple, they have their R&D department, which is research and development.
Yeah.
Well, research and development, if you watch the presentation, the stable opinion, Chavez states that the R&D worldwide is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. So what stable opinion is doing, they're creating a community and a educated community in the blockchain and crypto space. So that's more powerful, and that allows stable opinion to save those companies like Apple, Nike, etc. So they don't have to fund their R&D department. They could just send it to stable opinion for cheaper price, right? And for example, depending on what package you buy, $4 an opinion, $15 an opinion. It depends on where, where you want to participate, because that's how beautiful that this thing is. So, so Billy, remember how you're talking about the iPhone?
Yeah.
You want to use that example with the cameras? Because that was a perfect example.
Yeah, like iPhone might want to say they want to put 3 cameras on their latest phone. So they don't know if it's going to work or not. So they will probably have companies like what we have. We probably have about almost 700,000 members to do a survey. So we can give them our opinion. There's no yes or right or wrong, If you know the answer, tell them the truth. If you don't know the answer, just tell them you don't know. That's all. There's it's not a test, right? So like in my experience, we didn't know what Google was before. I happened to own an internet company years ago, and I was doing well, but I was also spending pay-per-click. I don't know if you've heard of it. Pay-per-click, I was spending like $500,000 every quarter. My American Express bill just on pay-per-click was $500,000 every 3 months. It was like water. Guess who's keeping all that money? Google. Now, can you wonder why they're a multi-billion-dollar company? Because of people like me, right? I need to advertise. I cannot not be doing pay-per-click, because if I don't, my company will not be on the front page on the top 1 or 2. You don't want to be on the page 3, because nobody goes to page 3 or page 2 anymore. There's only one front page, right? So it's the same thing here. Company will always spend the money for research and development and for marketing purpose. And not only that, they want people's opinion for anything that they're doing. It could be a hospital. It could be research of other companies. It could be government, like polling, right? It could be creating rules or laws, and they want an honest opinion, and they never have anything like what we have before, because we're all credentialed, right? We have to go through KYC. And that's powerful. We are considered database for stable. And all they do is go out there and tell a Fortune 500 company that we have 1 billion member or 500 million or 100 million members that will tell you the truth. And we're getting paid.
They're monetizing the community.
There you go, Ian.
Yeah.
Now, who is they might change and say, you know what? We don't want to, we're tired of paying everybody $4. We want to double it with everything across, right? And so far, they're very happy. And this is not just about internally, they're doing their survey. We do the survey and they're receiving it. And now they just go out there and tell the whole world, this is what we have. No, they're doing studies. They're having this certified, by a team of companies that actually can look into this and see if this is an actual a test that is actually producing a great result, right? So it's like having the seal saying that this is an exceptionally good survey. It has a value, right? Because the Fortune 500 company can say, well, who are you? we've never heard of a company called Stable, right? So they have to work themselves to the point where they also become um, uh, powerful, that is real. So word will go out there, and everybody's going. All these other companies will start to follow because they want to engage, right? So that's where the money is coming from. To answer your question, Cindy, I apologize. And yeah, so there has been some discussion. Someone asked, which is a very good question. He said, "Well, how can you pay, say, Billy 43 spots? He did one survey, right? So we know for sure that Stable is telling the company that we only gave you one report from Billy, not 43. They did not create and lie to the customer and say, oh, we got 43 customers here when actually there's only Billy." And so we asked them, well, how can you afford to pay 43 different times when only one person did the survey? And I was told that the $4,200 that you came in with, besides the 100, the company also is working on that. And they said that you own that 42 spots, Ian. You can give those spots away. You can sell them. You can give it to your friends or to the company if you own a company or an organization, right? And all you have to do is reassign it to them. They can change their password. Once that happens, they have to do their own survey. But if you didn't do that, guess who owns the money, Ian? You still do own the money because it's still under your name. Since they're using your funds and they told me what they were doing with the money, they had a project going on right now in China, the buses, right? And when the passenger gets into the bus, they get to do a survey, one survey. And once they do that survey, they get their rides for free. Now, where are they going to get that money to put those monitors in the buses so that the passenger can do a survey and get a free ride? Somebody has to spend that, right? So the company can take that funds and apply it in those projects, right? And then, of course, because they did that, they're just nice enough to tell you, Billy, we're going to give you $4 on every spot. Or they can come in and say, well, let's change the compensation. Instead of paying you 42 more spots, we're just going to tell you we're going to give you money because you gave us money. Call it a share. But isn't that wonderful that you could actually do 42 times more, right? Or even more than that. So, and for them to be honest enough to benefit us, let us benefit from what they do with what they do. When you listen to Dr. Kamalabadi, when he comes back and give us an update about, what he did in Africa, because when I heard him spoke at the beginning, he was talking about going to Africa. Well, 2 months went by, and now he said, I'm in India now. I'm done with Africa. We're taking the country from, I think, $3.5 trillion GDP to $30 trillion GDP in the next decade. And then he's now in India doing the same thing again, because he said we were done in China. Now we went to Africa, and now we're going to India. Now this is not the guy who's just telling a story and lying. This is a guy who have literally took China 25 years ago to where it is today, to have a beautiful, successful, modern urban community. He was involved. He's internationally well known. And he's the guy who claimed that, Janet Yellen has been his personal friend for the last 23 years, right? That's why when someone says, well, I don't want to get involved in this because, Sam, did you know that Sam is a scammer? I said, well, I don't know, because when you say Sam is a scammer, so this Dr. Kamala is a scammer, Chris knows is a scammer, so now me too am a scammer, and I'm not. So uh I don't know. So I know that Sam Lee has done certain things this year, step out, told us it's up to us to believe, so or not. And I think I've seen enough, heard enough, and I'm just making my own choices that I think his intentions are good. I think he's good, right? So I think his company is great. I think the people who are working with him have checked him out, right? Because these people like Kamala Badi and all this, they're very influential people in the government level all over the world. So if they want to check me out, they can easily just pick up a call and pick up the phone, and they'll find out what's my background, right? So and basing on that, the results and the people inside, like Chavez, this guy is really humble, right? And he's always talking about helping people. So, and I want to be part of that, and making money, I'm already making money. So what else do I want? So the next thing is just to help everyone so that you guys can experience the same thing, right? I mean, you all agree with me about VD. No one can tell me, oh, we don't want to get into that. Everybody's into VD, right? So what's wrong about doing stable when I told you it's bigger? And it is bigger. So
I just want to say thank you, Billy. Thank you, Lou. Thank you, everyone. This has been great. I'm glad I was able to jump on, and appreciate your leadership and your heart. And yeah, looking forward to us working together in the future.
yeah, thank you. And I wasn't kind of prepared with this the way how the meeting went. I apologize again, but it'll be good. There's a lot of good reasons, and Chavez always come true. So let's do this again. Hopefully, in a few days from now, at a very short notice, because I want to develop this. I want this to continue. I want this to, instead of me doing webinars one-on-one, sometimes with 2 people, 3 people, and then I get so burned out after the day's over, right? And then I still got other countries that I'm talking to. So maybe if we can, make it more efficient with everyone's help. I encourage everyone to help by stepping up, because when you step up, you become a leader. When you become a leader, your pay is a leader, right? So I have to learn that. It's not like I just come out and speak because I'm a speaker or anything. I don't like speaking, so that's why I admire people like Dr. Cindy, Ian, you're the best. Lou, and I also got Grace, by the way. Grace, she's from the Philippines. She's originally from here, so she have migrated back to the Philippines, and she doing very well, very successful, and she enjoys doing engaging with this program as well. So if there's anything or nothing, I mean, do you have any more questions? I need to take a break.
Hey, Bill, I also posted in the chat the stable opinion and the board meeting schedule and the link. So
Yeah.
for anyone that wants to catch the presentations during the week, they're usually 7 p.m. Dubai time. So translate that to your time zone. The board meetings are every Tuesday and Saturday. The rest of the days are presentations for stable opinion. So I just posted in the chat. Feel free to take a screenshot or copy. I don't think you could copy. I think people said that they couldn't copy
Oh, really?
the chat. the chat for some reason. It must be in the settings. So, but the next your next meeting will be it'll be better. It'll be better. You'll be able to use the whiteboard. We'll practice. Don't worry,
Yeah.
Phil.
Okay. Now I'll make sure they get this. I think Gary has all this information.
Cool.
So
Cool.
we'll because he has his own channels, whatever it is, you know. So we'll make sure that everyone gets this. And thank you so much, guys, for being so patient. And again, I apologize and thank you. Let's come together. Call me, please. I posted my number. This continues. You know, the conversation doesn't end here. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you again. I want to say bye to everyone. Thanks for coming. Okay. Take care.
Thanks, Billy.
Thanks, Bill.
Okay, Louis.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, Billy.